Drive me crazy. Let's go. All right, ordinance 33. The F-450. You want to talk about that?
That'll be me. It's actually to replace the ambulance that the guys work out of. It's a trace vehicle. It's a work body mounted on an F-450. So it's tall enough to walk in, shelves, workstation, everything inside, electric, power, all that. The only problem is it's Ford, but it's purchased.
Ain't no problem with that.
It's purchased through state bid. And,
He's cringing.
And it's going to be a good truck for us. So that's all.
Is this in our?
Any other questions?
Yes.
Was this in our 5-year
And
plan?
it is in the planned 5-year capital.
Any further questions on that? All right, we have the purchase paperwork all ready to go. So let's do 1, 2, 3 so they can get this truck and get that weird ambulance off the road. So it doesn't look like there's a emergency at our park every day.
Causes some confusion.
What do you think we'll end up doing with the old one?
We'll auction it.
I'm sure we'll sell
Want to
it.
buy?
I know people who might.
Huh?
Very cool. All right, 34, the senior sidewalk program.
So essentially, we're adding this to, like we talked about with the gutter program, the garbage program, what was this thing?
Okay.
Trash. All that into there, we're adding this into there for the low-income seniors. I think we capped it at 10,000. So we're just adding it in there if you're under that threshold. Again, with the sidewalk program, we don't want to hinder the elderly people that are low income and try and help them with this. So that's the intent of it.
There's also a disability factor to that, right?
Yeah, that's to be determined. So as those come in, I think we've got a couple of those, but if those come in, we'll evaluate those as well.
But it's the same criteria as
Everybody's
those
the
other
same.
programs, so everybody
Correct.
knows how to do it, everyone knows that they can be eligible. Are you gonna let people know who are on those 3 programs, send them out information, or just hope that they know, or how would I know if it
We've
applied
already
to
had
me?
a number of calls come in for it.
So there's letters that the city's communicating primarily through the building department, and any future letters that could be added to, but it'll also be posted, I believe, on the website. The parameters are the same. The appropriation is $10,000 as the mayor referenced. It's first come, first served.
Okay. So there isn't any direct way that we're contacting the people that have already been contacted that need to be part of this program. We're just hoping that they know.
As I said, we'll add it to the letters because we're sending letters to their homes for anyone that's affected by this.
Okay.
So those letters, we'll add that into there. That makes sense.
Okay.
I don't know that the city has information to cover, who may qualify.
But there's people that are already currently qualified under the other 3 programs, if nothing else. I mean, if there's 5 people that we can get onto it, that would be helpful. Even if they don't end up qualifying this year or whatever, it's going to cost us a few dollars in postage and whatnot. Any further questions on this?
Okay, 2.
Go for it.
This doesn't apply to people in like HOAs,
No.
right?
So keep in mind, we're going to do this thing in phases because this is a hard thing to put
It's a
together.
big program.
So we're starting in the Indian roads, we'll say, right
Okay.
now. So I think a lot of those that are private wouldn't apply.
They wouldn't apply because the HOA would take care of their own sidewalk.
I was gonna say, yeah, most of those HOAs, they have overlay regulations, so they probably wouldn't let it get to the point where
Good
the
point, yep.
sidewalk was
Okay.
in need of repair. Now, could the program theoretically apply? I guess it could, but
Yeah. Given what you might know about how much it costs to do one of these, how many do you think 10K would cover?
Well, we got the bids in. And there's a lot of pieces and parts to this, but basically the lowest and best that we found on there, not that'll be coming in the next meeting, correct? It's around $275 a slab, which is
Okay.
really cheap.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I had heard they had done like 1,200.
Well, you gotta remember, we're doing this in bulk.
Yeah,
So we're
nice.
giving the option if you wanna do it on your own, and I'll give you the example, because one of my own neighbors contacted me, and he said, well, I had him come out and just to, not replace, but to fix, like 4 slabs was like $3,400. I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
what? So this is actually, we're helping in a lot of different ways, so that's another piece of it. So about $275 a slab. And again, we're also working on putting that on a tax duplicate, so we can extend that over 3 years. Director Veras is working on that now. So I'm doing everything to try and make this as easy on the residents as I possibly can.
Cool, thank you.
And don't forget, while I'm on the topic, why we're doing this. This is one example of several I'll give you guys, but this lady had walked up to one of our service workers. You see the equipment in the back. No, she wasn't on that road. This is actually a day later, but she was almost in tears because of how bad that hurt when she fell tripping on someone's sidewalk when she was taking an evening walk. And we also have one resident suing another. This is public record for tripping on the sidewalk, and it was pretty serious injury. It's gonna.
That one was hospitalized, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
this one was in the hospital. This is going to be a big deal. So again, we're also trying to show that you don't want to get into these scenarios. This is a big deal. So that's why we're doing what we're doing. So if anyone contacts you, council folks, you can give a lot of different reasons why we're doing it, but safety is number one, and there's a lot of bad ones. And Jan, you've talked about this in the past. You know before you run, there's a lot of bad ones.
You've spurned another question. If there were other people in the city that want to get in on the Group Y and they're outside of the Indian development, would they be able to, or do they have to wait?
We'll take them on a case-by-case basis. We'd rather we wait till we get to them, but if there's
Right.
something severe, we can deal with that and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
But they're not gonna be cited in the meantime, they're not gonna get nasty.
No,
No,
we're
but if they
not-
want
we're
to
not-
avoid that type of litigation,
Yeah, we're
and
trying to
they hear
be-
that we're doing it.
We're trying to be very reasonable with
Yeah.
this, so if they feel it's that bad, we can talk about that.
Cool. Thank you.
Anything else? All right, let's go 1, 2, 3 on this, please. All right, next is the Valley View Road culvert rehab.
Yeah, this is to replace, or I should say rehabilitate, the drainage culvert that goes under Valley View Road. It's right down the street here, kind of in between Summit Point and Villas at Terramina. So we'd like to rehabilitate that culvert before we have any serious problems with it. And if we could do 1, 2, 3 tonight, please, so we can give the contractor the green light.
So everybody saw the numbers and the specs and everything. Any questions on that? All right, 1, 2, 3, please.
It is in the budget too, so. just let you
Yes.
know.
Thank you. And the final one is 36, reappointment of Mr. Hawkins to Civil Service Commission. He's been on it for quite a while.
Several decades.
Yeah.
I think he knows
Yeah.
what he's doing. He was a lieutenant for Shaker Heights. Been a really good piece to that. I've been to a number of those meetings, and he always provides good feedback and information and thoughts and all that stuff. And I think he's been the head of that for quite some time as well, so.
While I was on civil service, it went from Kurt Lobinger to Mike back again, because Mike was off for X amount of years, and then Kurt took it over, and he looked at me and he says, I guarantee you I will not be reappointed as the chairman.
Mike did such a good job. Excellent. All right. Also, this summer or this fall, we do need to. I would like to have a community or a public hearing about what we want to do with this marijuana dispensary moratorium. When do you guys think you would like to do that? Do you want to try doing it during the summer? Do we want to wait till August? Do we want to wait till September? Let me look at dates here. Obviously, we only have one meeting in each of the summer months.
I think past the summer, because vacations, everybody's going somewhere.
When does
And
school,
if
when
you
does
want-
school start back up?
I think the last 2 weeks of August, or last week of August.
Anyone?
Yes.
No one?
It's usually like August 20th.
20th.
Jeff,
yeah.
no.
Late August.
I know she graduates.
All right.
Yeah.
How about the first meeting in September, September 12th? Because Mark was going to work with the building department to get us some more information about, what was done for the medical ordinances that we have. We'll know a little bit more from the state by then.
Yeah, I mean, the state rules are probably gonna be in place by September. Your moratoriums, I can't remember the exact date.
It'll be
passed,
like,
But it's gonna be coming up.
uh-huh.
So that won't leave a whole lot of time to draft regulations if you want something significantly different than the medical marijuana, just FYI.
Can it be extended?
It can be. I typically recommend not extending beyond a year, but municipalities have.
What if we have you begin to draft it? I mean, this is just to have a meeting on it. You can begin to draft it, we can discuss it, and then we can see if the community has any issues that they would want, the issues could range from, we don't want to have it at all, we're fine with whatever the medical is, to we want something more specific. Can we ask you to begin drafting something?
I just need to know what you want me to draft.
We'll draft something.
Grab something.
I mean, draft something that is in line with medical, we could start there.
Okay.
Not a minute.
So, medical, or if, are there other communities that you're aware of in this area?
A couple have passed regulations, a couple have passed outright prohibitions.
Okay. If you, you want me to get that information to look up what the other communities are? And
No, we have
You
some
have
of
it?
it,
You
yeah.
have it?
But
Okay.
if you want me to mirror what we, as close as possible to what we have for medical, I can do that and distribute it to you guys.
Yeah.
And you could talk about it prior to the public hearing if you'd like.
Okay. I would like to see too what other communities have done. If you find that it's, different enough of note from what our medical legislation is. So if you have that on hand and could let us know what other communities have done, see if there's anything that, strikes our fancy in those. So we will plan on September 12th having a public hearing. I suppose 15 minutes would be good, or do we, I mean, it's hard to say. Is 15 minutes enough time? If some people are really passionate about it, maybe 30 minutes would be better, but then if nobody shows up, then we'll be sitting there for 30 minutes twiddling our thumbs, so I'm not really sure.
Can we
Well,
reserve 30 minutes and
we
say
have
that
to-
the council meeting will follow it if
Kind
it
of
ends
sad.
early?
Has the state finalized anything yet? I know there was a
No, but it sounds like they're not really changing a whole lot beyond the actual law itself. So there's not gonna be any significant changes, I don't think.
Because I was down in Columbus a couple of weeks ago, and that was one of the things the Fraternal Order of Police was, there were certain sections of that we opposed. And we all had the chance to talk to state reps and state senators in our districts.
I think there's a lot of discussion up front when it passed about potential changes because it hadn't been read yet by a lot of people. So I think once they reviewed it, it's like, well, okay, we don't need that many tweaks. It's sort of what
I know it's on the floor now, but I don't know if they've come to a conclusion because it was one specific area that they were stuck on.
I don't think so.
All right, so we'll get a little bit more information over the summer for that. We can talk more about the timing on this. Maybe we can even talk to people, in the community about it and see if we think that a lot of people have passionate, thoughts on it and want to show up, or if nobody cares, then we'll get our timing down closer to the date. How about that?
And just email me if you have specific asks for regulations.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you on the
Jessica,
floor.
did you want to remind them about the cemetery?
Oh, yeah.
You can do
Thank you,
that.
John. The cemetery meeting is
Set it
going to
for
be
a half
before the
hour.
next meeting,
That's what I
the
thought.
25th one. Yeah.
If nobody
You should
shows,
post it that way.
if you post it that way, nobody shows, just start your meeting.
And we're still doing an executive session.
Yeah, it's on the end.
Yes, ma'am.
Really, Maris? I kind of rule with Maris on that one.
of the trust that is placed in us by the people we serve. And may our efforts be guided by justice, fairness, and a genuine desire to create a better tomorrow for generations to come. Let us remember those who have come before us, whose sacrifices and contributions have paved the way for the progress we continue to strive for today. Let us also look to the future in hope and determination, recognizing the potential within each of us to make a positive impact on our community. May we always remain steadfast in our commitment to upholding the values of integrity, accountability, and service. With hearts united and minds focused on the common good, let us proceed with this council meeting. Amen. And now Mayor Molnar will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, next on the agenda is the approval of minutes.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the Thursday, April 25th, 2024 regular council meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next up is public comments. We ask that you come to the microphone, state your name and address, and keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. And we have Ellen Bertel.
Ellen Bertel, 319 West Highland Road, Northfield Center. As a representative of the Historical Society of Old Northfield, first I want to say that we are starting to work on our museum again, and we are more than likely going to use your generous grant towards the permanent improvements in our basement. As soon as that is done, I will get receipts so you can see that we have spent the money as we said we would, and pictures if you want any. Secondly, I'd like to say we will be open for our first open house on Memorial Day before the parade. So if anybody wants to come and see what we've done. And third, been going through a lot of the artifacts in our museum, and I found some very interesting things, one of which we are distributing to the 4 communities that have been very generous to us. It's a medallion from the sesquicentennial celebration, and it mentions all 4 communities on it. So please accept this as a gift from our Historical Society to your city for your continued support.
Thank you.
Thank you, that's great.
And that's it.
Appreciate
Thank you
it
very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Ms. Rainey. Okay, correspondence from the clerk.
None, sir.
Then we'll move right into pending or new legislation, starting with ordinance number 33.
Yes, I offer ordinance number 33, 2024 for its first, second, third reading by
Second.
title only.
And second the title only.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement to purchase certain equipment for the City of Macedonia Service Department.
Director Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, this is a F-450 work body truck. It is to replace the old ambulance that our trades guys have worked out of for several years, I guess, way before me. I don't know how many years, but it's been a long time. They love that ambulance, and they hate to see it go, but this is going to be a big upgrade. Still going to have a work body where they can walk into, have shelves and everything, and work out of it. But it's just something that's a long time coming. So this is in the 5-year plan capital budget, so it shouldn't affect this in nothing that we aren't expecting. So,
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, what is your pleasure?
Move to adopt ordinance number 33, 2024, and post the same according to law.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 33 carries. Ordinance number 34.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to offer ordinance 34, 2024 for its first, second, and third reading by title only, please.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
An ordinance providing for a senior sidewalk program for the 2024 calendar year.
So this is this is the same thing as our other senior programs, which includes the trash, snow plowing, and gutter cleaning. So if you're under a certain threshold and your sidewalk is in need of repairs, the project that we're working on right now, we will add them to that to help take care of that. So that's the simplest way I can put that, is that we're going to try and help out our seniors that are in need. So any further discussion? Hearing none, what is your pleasure?
Mr. Mayor, I ask that we post according to law ordinance number 34,
Second.
2024, please.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 34 carries. Ordinance number 35.
Yes, Your Honor, I offer ordinance number 35, 2024 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance ratifying the advertisement for bids and authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a contract with municipal and contractor Sealing Products, Inc. as the lowest and best bid for a contract for the Valley View Road Culvert Rehabilitation Project.
Director Gelati.
Yeah, this is to award the contract to rehabilitate the culvert under Valley View Road, right over by Summit Point, to prevent any future drainage or pavement problems.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, what is your pleasure?
Yes, I offer ordinance 33, 2024 to be adopted and post the same according to law.
35.
I'm sorry, 35.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ordinance 35 carries. Resolution number 36.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to, oh, I'm sorry.
You're
I have my name on it.
I see. Mayor, I'd like to offer Resolution 36, 2024 for its first, second, and third reading by title only.
Second.
There you go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution confirming the reappointment of Mike Hawkins to the City of Macedonia Civil Service Commission.
Mr. Hawkins has been on the commission for, I think, the better part of 2 decades, does an amazing job, very knowledgeable, former lieutenant for Shaker Heights Fire, so obviously I would like to see him continue on there, and I hope that the rest of council will support me in that as well. Any further discussion? Hearing none, what is your pleasure?
Mayor, I'd like to pass and post according to law Resolution 36, 2024.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution 36 carries. Any other motions or legislative actions? Hearing none, I'll move right into the mayor's report. Another friendly reminder, lawn clippings in the road. Can't do that. That's a problem. Clogs up stormwater inlets, motorcycles, it's like ice. Please make sure that if you have your lawn clippings, you cut your grass, you're blowing that back into your driveway. I had a meeting with the Rotary this week where we had Crumble come in. If you're looking for fundraising, apparently they do fundraising like the other entities do out there, and it's very popular and it's growing in other areas. So if you're an athletic team or something else looking to raise some funds, Crumble's a great option. And haven't met very many people haven't said a Crumble cookie's not good. So I enjoy them, but I have to avoid them. Mulch is coming. I'm going to let Director Wilson talk about that in his report. I had to steal a little bit of his thunder because it's the question I get a lot. I want to bring up that Nardonia High School is hosting the Summit County Special Olympics track and field competition tomorrow morning. There will be over 300 athletes from 14 school districts competing in various running and field events. I just want to wish all them good luck. It's a fun event. I know that like the student council and there's a lot of good kids at the school that help with that, and it's just a fun thing. And if you have an opportunity to go and help with that or go witness that, please do. It's also Teacher Appreciation Week. When your wife's a teacher, you ought to say this and appreciate them for what they do, because it's a lot of hard work, and the teaching profession is very, very difficult, and I give her a lot of credit for what she does. And last but not least, don't drive distracted. Put the phones down, drive the car. It's very, very dangerous. I'm seeing it a lot more now. It drives me bonkers. But keep yourself safe and others safe on the road. That text message can wait. It's not that important. Committee reports.
Parks and Rec Commission will have its May meeting next Wednesday at 6 o'clock upstairs in the rec center. And that's all I have to say.
The annual
About that.
cemetery meeting will be held here at the next council meeting. That's where we discuss the budget. It includes, obviously, Sagamore, Northfield, and Northfield Village. So if you want to come and hear what's going on with the cemetery, that's the way to do it. We come together, and I don't know why we picked this place, but probably because it's bigger.
More room. Statutory, there you go. Let the lawyer chime in, statutory.
All right.
Rules, man.
There will be a joint economic development district meeting held here on Wednesday, May 22nd at 6 p.m. To vote on accepting the Donia Hills Dental Clinic into the JED per their request.
Thank you. Department reports, Director Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. As you stated, mulch is here. We just had the grinding take place this week, and Monday, the 13th, we'll open it up to residents only, and show your ID, and it's all the mulch you can shovel into your own truck. We will not load your vehicle for liability reasons, obviously, and then we also are going to run have Saturdays open from 7:30 to 4, same time, or 7:30 to 3:30, I'm sorry, on Saturdays through the end of June 29th. Everything's on the website, see the website. Chrissy does a great job of putting all the information out there, pictures and everything. Trash contact track should be going out soon. We are working on that. Road grindings are all done and they're in the park, and we're working on pushing up road grindings in the park. There's a huge pile over there. We're trying to put them away, put them in a pile, and we'll use them in the parks. Seasonal employment, we've lost a lot of like high school kids, so as they graduate, move on. So if you know anyone, high school kids that like to mow grass or run a weed eater in a ditch, that's what we're looking for. So if you can apply online, again, we find that on the website. And then finally, I applied for a high EPA, it's called the OH2O grant. It's for salt, and we were awarded $75,000 to buy a brine maker. So we can make our own brine, hopefully by next year, be able to use the salt that we have on hand, and all it takes is water, and it's a brine maker, and then we already have a tank and pumps and everything. So we'll be able to hopefully run brine with our salt and wet the salt at the spinner as it comes out, and then that helps with not using as much salt. That helps. That's the idea, is that it's better for the environment, and that's what the grant's all about. So use less salt. It helps the salt to activate quicker at lower temperatures and that kind of thing. So, and as we buy trucks, we will continue to buy trucks with onboard wetting tanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Congratulations on the grant. Good job.
Director Gelati.
Yeah, thanks. Earlier this week, road paving began around the city. New roads equals happy residents. End of report.
At the end of the thing, they're not always happy at the beginning of the paving process.
They're happy.
It can be a little painful. Director Chaddock.
Thank you, Mayor. We got a lot going on. Family Fishing Day coming up on May 18th at Longwood Park, so make sure you get registered for that if you have not already. Of course, we have Summerfest coming up on June 7th and 8th, taking place at the Mac Rec. So we'll be shut down during that time. And then obviously the big item we have going on is our 2-week shutdown that will be taking May 27th through June 9th. We'll actually reopen on June 9th. I'm sorry, on June 10th we'll reopen. And we're getting the new HVAC systems put in, redoing the pool deck, and we're trying to get the activity pool resurfaced at this time, plus all of the other maintenance that goes on in the facility. So it's going to be quite a lot to handle during that period of time. And we are working on filming our video for the NRPA Grand Plaque Award right now. We're working with Community Focus on that, and we should have it done by the end of next week. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Director Veras.
Sorry, I was a little thrown off by the June 9th date. It's my granddaughter's, would be her second birthday, so apologize for my emotions here.
Make a motion that we defer from his report today, and it can be continued.
You all know what I was going to say anyways.
July 15th, your refunds are due.
President refunds.
Director Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. 26 help desk tickets since the last meeting. Major projects have been looking into a couple of new software and hardware suites for a couple of the departments. Thank you, end of report.
Thank you. Director Smith.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Thank you. Chief Ripley.
John, I'll take your extra time.
Thank you.
Okay. We are giving a entry-level firefighter paramedic exam on June 24th, authorized and advertised by the Civil Service Commission. Currently, we have no openings, but in case we do, we have a good list at that point. Last month, the month of April, fire department responded to 379 calls district-wide, of which 313 of them were EMS runs and 59 fire runs. And we are still out flushing hydrants, and the painting crews will be starting soon. Hydrants are all done in the city, and now we've moved to the townships, and we hope to have them done before the RETA deadline. Also, a big part of our community, and the mayor and I discussed this a couple weeks ago, is our senior center. And there's some staggering numbers that I came across, and we made the decision we're going to start reporting some of this stuff. So this is provided by Sherry and Leah. Our seniors have recently enjoyed trips to the Guardians game, Mansfield Reformatory, and today they went to Presque Isle. Trips have been very successful, full bus every time. Also, each trip is rated 1, 2, or 3, depending on how physically demanding it is. We currently have trips booked and full through the end of summer. This is interesting. We will be hosting a cell phone 101 course in the senior center on Thursday, May 23rd. It's free and open to the public. I know some employees that could use that. Also, as you recall, when the pandemic began, Sherry Kuzma was racking her brain on how to keep the seniors engaged. She came up with a meal delivery program that we thought would kind of snuff itself out when the pandemic went away. Well, it did not. It has expanded. So far this month, they have delivered 650 meals. And that is, I have to say, all volunteers. Occasionally, when there's one of 7 routes, if we're short a volunteer driver, a city employee will take it and do it, but for the most part, 99% of the time, it's all volunteer drivers, which is great. Participation is up all the way across the board in everything. And the group recently, last Friday, had a senior prom, and then Saturday had a Kentucky Derby party. So they are enjoying themselves. If you see them on Sunday or on Fridays and the luncheons, the mayor goes frequently on Friday and enjoys lunch with the seniors, and they can be a very spry group, correct, Mayor? End of report.
I want to add to that Leah Griffith we brought on to help with our senior coordination of our programs, and she has done an amazing job. We talk about the bus that we wanted forever. All those things are the brainchild of Leah Griffith, and she deserves a lot of credit for that because she comes up with this stuff that I would never have thought of, just like the senior prom.
Was awesome.
I mean, that was a hit. I mean, they loved that. I saw the pictures of it. It was a hit. So awesome job, and we appreciate what she does. Chief Yakupovich.
Thank you, Mayor. Sunday, May 12th, starts National Police Week, recognizing the 800,000 law enforcement officers serving across the country. Wednesday, May 15th is National Peace Officers Memorial Day, honoring those officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. We have a lot planned for our dedicated officers, and we invite the public to show their support as well. End of report.
Thank you. Director Goodetti.
No report, sir.
Any unfinished business? Any new business?
I'd like to make a motion to enter into executive session to discuss pending or imminent litigation pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22G3.
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
Mr. Gravis.
Yes.
Ms. Tully.
Yes.
Mr. Ventura.
Yes. Okay, we're going to enter into executive session. I ask that Director Goodetti join us in there as well, and we'll come back and likely adjourn. So
So
give
we
us a few
likely won't
moments.
be here when you come back.
The directors are
We
dismissed.
are likely adjourning now.
Directors are dismissed.
We adjourn ourselves. We adjourn ourselves.
Outside of the director.
I make a motion to adjourn the directors.
Yes, so moved.
I second.
Motion carries.
It's executive session.
Yeah, I'm supposed to know.
Not supposed to know, Give us the After you. Thank you. After you.
Well, not, they're gonna go, they're gonna all basically walk out and then, because they're. Okay. And then like this, meeting is supposed? Yeah, it's all.
for adjournment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Meeting's over.